Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today, gonna be a PvP from the GOSU Gamers Replay Pack. Figured to knock out a PvP for Daniel for this month, and a GOSU game at the same time. So top left, we got ourselves our purple Protoss player. It is Question. This is a Smurf name for Infernal, a German Protoss player, according to Wikipedia. And in the top right, it's our white Protoss, ZpuX, who is Swedish. ZpuX. Excellent. So why did this game make it into the GOSU Gamers Replay Pack? I don't know. Is it Mass DT? Is it Mass Arbiter? Is it like trying to go Sky Toss in a PvP, which never, ever happens in the Korean players' games especially? So I don't know. These are foreigners. Like maybe the foreigners have some other stuff going, some more interesting things. Both players got the same place. And they're both wrong about where the enemy is, which is friggin' hilarious. Anyway, yeah. Daniel is a patron of mine. He's at the, I want to say, $5 or $10 a month level. And he was like, I don't need anything from you. I just would like you to cast a PvP once a month. And I was like, deal. You got it, man. I should cast mirror matchups as much as I can anyway. Because, you know, there are people that like them. There are, you know, they're not the most popular games ever. But I think maybe the fact that this is a GOSU replay will mean that we're going to get some interesting stuff, and maybe some more people will be interested. Both players working on Dragoons, because Dragoons are the backbone of PvP. This is Colosseum. If I didn't mention that earlier, you guys probably could figure that out based on the center here. And the desert tile set, and I mean, especially the sunken at the front here, which exists solely so that Protoss and Terran can't just wall off in this location, which I don't... Sure. Like, I don't know how much that would break the game if that were allowed, but whatever. Second gateway coming in. What are we doing over here for ZpuX? It is definitely a double gate Dragoon with range opening from him. Expansion? Oh, trying to go one gate here. Okay. All right. His Dragoon count is nice. I'm not going to complain about it. Some nice Dragoon count here. 1, 2, 3. The enemy only has 2. So, all right. He's okay. Robotic facility coming in off one base for Infernal as well. ZpuX getting his second gateway, but after the second base starts warping in. I like this high ground positioning, too. It's like, haha, you want to try to come through here, do you? Pow, pow, pow. We'll get some free hits off. And second base now coming in. Well, potentially. He's putting the observatory on the high ground. Which is, okay, that's weird, but he's one base Reaver playing here because that's a robotic support bay. On the other side, ZpuX is like, well, I've got a lot of workers. Same workers actually as Infernal does, but Infernal has them all crammed onto one base, so he's oversaturated, not really benefiting all that much from having 29 probes on one base is way too many. He's just not getting any benefit from those extra workers at all. Whereas ZpuX totally is. So, where is our Reaver shenanigan stuff? Finally expanding. Neat. There's an observer cruising out here too. Reaver's on the way. Shuttle's already here. Finally takes the time to take down the neutral sunken at his front door, which is not something that Infernal's interested in at all. So yeah, see, 37 to 33 workers, a worker advantage. This is going to be one heck of a Maynard transfer though. Wow. So delayed the building of the second base in order to get this Reaver stuff out, which obviously ZpuX doesn't have the time to do. Nor is he really working on it at all. He doesn't have any higher tech to speak of. It's Dragoons, man. I mean, he has observers out because he's worried about DTs, but other than that, okay, little tiny engagement here. Good micro with the Reaver. Bam! Big time shot there. Gonna help the purple Dragoons win this battle. I don't think the Reaver got credit for any kills, but you know what? Softened up a ton of those enemy targets and called it good. Nicely done, Reaver-san. Wow, that was... I don't know where that came from. Have I been watching too much anime? Quite possibly. I'm not watching any anime right now, though. Yeah, 1 kill on this Reaver. Fair enough. I mean, I got a lot of anime shows that I watch, but like nothing that's on right now. Don't know what it is. Anywho, replacement shuttle on the way from Infernal, and man, ZpuX is just like, I'm going to get observers. And that's it. I'm not going to get Reavers. I'm not going to get High Templar. I'm not going to get Archons. I'm just here to enjoy my Dragoon play. Yeah, that tech? Nope, that's a pylon. Is there tech over here? No. Tech over here. Nope, that's an observer. Can't make tech. How much? Oh, imagine if observers could build things. That'd be pretty cool. Wow, wow. That Dragoon survived like a billion hits. High ground advantage is real in StarCraft, y'all. You miss. You do not miss unless you're attacking into high ground or like something gets obscured by a tree. StarCraft has some very specific rules about when attacks can miss or not. And that's one of them. High ground is the big one that you're going to see more often than not. That is shuttle movement upgrade here from Infernal. Finally getting a Citadel of a Dune is our dude here, ZpuX. But, I don't know, is it too late? Is he just going to get Reaver exploded here? If this is just like one player got Reavers and the other one didn't, and the player that didn't have Reavers died in the first 10 minutes game, I'm going to be very disappointed. Oh, okay, okay. Million Dragoons just popping out. That is some really nice defender's advantage kicking in there from ZpuX. Shuttle dies, which means Reaver dies. But takes a Dragoon with him for good measure. Okay, so holds because about 5 Dragoons and a Zealot popped at the same time. Good target fire in there as well. Infernal probably could have been microing a lot better, but you know, this is Sweden versus Germany. This is not Korea versus Korea. This is not, you know, Stork versus Shuttle or anything. And that's okay. That is all right. I think most of the GOSU Gamers Replay Pack games are not necessarily from the super top tier Brood War players from Korea. So it's cool. We get interesting stuff anyway. So I'm curious, what is it? What is making this game GOSU? I've only been disappointed once in the GOSU Gamers Replay Pack, where I'm trying to figure out what was GOSU about it, and I just couldn't. And as far as I could tell, none of you guys who watch either were like, Falcon, you missed it, obviously. Remember that ginormous 24 Wraith ball that showed up against Protoss and won? I was like, oh, all right, that's right. Yeah, no, I don't see it. Huck, says Infernal. Says ZpuX. Who, his name kind of turns into a smiley face. That's got to be the intention of this open parenthesis here. Because when you're chatting in game, it puts eyes on him, so he's smiling at you now. Third base on the way from Infernal. Third base further along the way from ZpuX. Both players working on Templar Archives. Neat stuff. I don't know why the entire army went down here for ZpuX, but walk up the ramp and then kill the stuff. I recommend... Okay, no, he doesn't like it. He doesn't like the situation at all. He's going to lose too much. Reinforcements did show up from Infernal, so that wasn't just going to be, you know, this is giant army versus 3 Dragoons. It was going to be more Dragoons on defense for sure than that. So he just poked in, saw, didn't like what he saw, and then backed out. Like enhancements on the way from Infernal. DTs being pumped at 2 at a time from Infernal. Also getting Dark Templar. Okay. Wait, Storm. Anyway, wires crossed on that one. Definitely getting Storm as well as double pumping Dark Templar. ZpuX, on the other hand, just getting High Templar, getting Storm. Storm, good unit. I mean, you're going to make it in every single matchup in StarCraft. If you're Protoss and you're not using Storm in every single matchup, you should be. Is great in every matchup. It's probably potentially least useful against Terran when they have tanks and stuff. It's hard to get close enough to get Storms off, but I mean, it takes over 50% of the health off of a tank. And they're going to eat the whole Storm because if they're in siege mode, they're not, you know, not microing at all. Can't micro out of it. Can't dodge it. Anywho, okay, DT shows up in the third base of ZpuX. There's no detection here. That's problematic. DT shows up in the main base of ZpuX. There's no detection here either. Equally problematic. Dude, okay, so this is a game where ZpuX had observers out and then just didn't have any where they needed to be, and lost some probes, but didn't lose all of his probes, and had a pretty nice actual worker pull to keep most of them alive. So, nope, that's not what we're talking about here either. What is going on? Okay, so DT, the natural base gets cleaned out too. It's 61 to 51 workers. I mean, sure. There were definitely some probes that died there, maybe even 10. But both players on 3 bases. It's just not enough for Infernal to be significantly ahead of the stage of the game at all. The DTs need to have wiped out a Nexus or killed something like 15, maybe 20 workers, which is a lot to ask at the 13-minute mark of a PvP, because by then observers are out. And once observers are out, it's hard just to go absolutely ham on enemy worker lines. 147 to 139 total supply in favor of ZpuX. Ton of gateways. Ton of gateways. Love this little, I don't know, it's like an arrow pointing of gateways. Kind of the same thing going on here from ZpuX, but a little different. It's always kind of fun to see the small differences in how StarCraft players play the game. Like, these two players main Protoss, but the way they're set up their Sim City with their gateways in this matchup is similar, but different enough, right? Anywho, what else is going on? Still playing Elden Ring. I'm kind of at the point where I'm like, I want to find all the sites of grace, because I think I've been in the entire map, but I've missed stuff. So I went and I found a detailed map on Reddit that just shows all the sites of grace on the entire map. Like, must have had to stitch together a lot of different images to make it happen, but it's great. And yeah, I'll be like, oh my gosh, I rode right past that site of grace, which is just a safe spot, right? And I didn't even see it. So then I ride over there and I'm like, oh, I'm just so blind. I didn't see that at all. Oh, look, here's a cave. Here's a cave with a boss in it that I totally never even thought existed. And sometimes they're hard to find. Sometimes I get it. Like, there's this one that's kind of squished. There's a cave entrance that is squished between the side of a major bridge that's huge, and the other side is a sheer cliff wall, and it's very dark in there. And there's a flower. I mean, it's Elden Ring, so it's a flower that murders you, but it's a big flower. And then if you kill the flower, you can see the cave behind it. And I didn't even see the flower. I mean, I'd ridden all over that place, I think, when I was in that part of the game. I just never noticed it. So it's been fun to kind of go back and do some things. And, you know, after Elden Ring kicks your butt for 90 hours, to kind of go back and maybe easily take down a couple bosses you're over leveled for towards the end of that experience is nice. It's like, they hit me and I still have 90% of my health. What is this? Of course, I'm playing the, you know, no armor, very agile, 2 scimitars, no shield kind of play. It's a dex strength build. I've definitely been leveling up vigor once I started getting completely one-shot by every boss that I fought. I was like, I need some more HP, and so I got it. It's been nice. Anyway, I'm at like level 120 something now. ZpuX! Wow, 4 High Templar on the Storm. You know what this game could turn into? It very easily could turn into a base race. Where like the player that wins has, I don't know, a building, like a pylon remaining. How did he not kill more than that? Not all of... Oh, don't! High Templar unloaded. That's nice. He's got 4 kills. 54 workers remaining here for Infernal. Probes are going to assassinate this High Templar. Straight up. It's a slow death, but you're going to die. Anyway, in the meantime, Infernal's taken 4th base. And trying to expand to the bottom right here is our guy ZpuX. He had to kill a pylon that was blocking an expansion location. Same thing here that Infernal did at the 3rd base-ish of this bottom right-hand spawn. Archon's coming in. I mean, look, it's a PvP. It's a good one. We got our High Templar drops, and we got our DT drops. You know, we got our Dragoons, and our Archons, and our Zealots, and all the things that make PvP what it is. Both players kind of setting up these little cannon chokes here. Interestingly enough... Oh, Reaver's gonna die to cannons, man. Oh! Zealot kills it. And trying to keep this Nexus alive, single Zealot. Is he brave? I don't know. He only has +1 attack. Oh, the purple ones here. For Infernal, they have +2 attack. So they're going to get some definite work done on the Nexus, but not kill it because a ton of Dragoons showed up. They're going to save their own base. Bottom left for Infernal coming up. So Infernal's out macroing at this stage. Does he have fewer workers than our guy ZpuX does? Yes. Does it really matter? No, I don't think it really matters at all. Both players are effectively maxed out. I guess ZpuX does have a bigger bank than Infernal does, both in gas and in minerals, pretty substantially. So we'll see if that comes into play here or not. It usually does. It's very rare at the level of StarCraft where I'm casting the game that someone has a massive bank and it doesn't help them in some way. Right? Right. What is this? 2 High Templar and 2 Zealots in a shuttle. And they might be able to take this Nexus down. Well, it's only 2 Zealots, though. Never mind. They're going to do some damage to it if they decide to go at all. What else is going on? Oh, I picked up the Scott Pilgrim graphic novels. I like comic books, but they're in book form. Paperback book, anyway. Yeah, that's been a lot of fun. I really like Scott Pilgrim the movie, which is super old now, and it dates me. Then I'm like, yeah, the Scott Pilgrim movie. It's new and it's hot. No, it is not. It is over 10 years old at this point, so that's fantastic. I feel old now. That's a lot of fun. All right. Oh, we got Archons, we got Dragoons. We're fighting upgrade advantages. Still the +2 for the purple. +1 armor. So +1 attack and +1 armor for ZpuX. Interestingly enough. Okay, when there's Archons fighting Archons, it's hard to tell who's are who's. You just kind of storm everything and let God sort it out. Or let, I don't know, Zeratul sort it out. Tassadar, maybe. Tassadar's a good option for a deity for Protoss. It's kind of a standstill. I don't see anybody super winning here. It's 131 to 121 supply. Is this shuttle still not done anything at all? Correct. It's still just been sitting there. Infernal making a bit of a push up here. He's up 140 to 113 supply, which is huge. And suddenly ZpuX does not have a lot of gas. He's got 4,500 minerals, but not a ton of gas. So he might as well just honestly be pumping all the zealots he can. I mean, I know there's Archons out for our dude Infernal, but just zealot run-bys, attacking into bases. They can easily deal with cannons at this stage of the game with the upgrades that they have. They're tanky boys anyway. They got the +2 attack now. And that +2 armor, +2 attack is still here for Infernal. He's working on +3 and armor level 1. Oh my, most dangerous probe transfer of all time. Get it. This is an Archon not attacking. Oh, don't die to cannons before you can. Okay, he's going to die to cannons. Wow. Remember when I called that the most dangerous probe transfer of all time? That was a lie. That's not what that was at all. Are we still... Okay, so you're just going to let this... Oh, he sent the Zealots down and killed a cannon, it looks like. Fair enough. Whilst I was busy paying attention to the probes that were in mortal peril and survived anyway. Boom, 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 boom. Arbiter tech on the way. So at this point, I think Infernal's ahead pretty substantially. He doesn't have really any money at all, but he's got an extra base. Yeah, an utter extra base here. He's got this one and this one, whereas ZpuX only has this guy and doesn't have this one. So, you know what? This could be a game where we just mine the whole map out. And then from there, it changes into something maybe a little bit different than normal StarCraft, you know? Maybe a bit. Maybe a bit. Arbiters coming out from both players. Neat stuff. Kadarin Core. On the way from the Arbiters. Well, for Infernals anyway. Infernal. Oh, he let that Zealot live. I mean, he's going to die to cannons, but he's alive temporarily. See ya. See ya, bud. Hey, we're going to mash down at the bottom here. ZpuX is like, I gotta kill something. I've not killed any of the bases of Infernal today at all. So let's maybe start with this 7 o'clock base down here to the south. And he's going to try, but then maybe stasis on the ramp? That'd be super hot, actually. There it is! Stasis on the ramp. And the Zealots are like, we're not stasis, but we don't want to fight here at all. Thanks, goodbye. And they do get out. But then more engagements up here. As they retreat, they run into a complete battle. Running from these Archons, that's a very injured Archon. This one's not super healthy either, actually. Bam, Archon dead. Surprised ZpuX hasn't bothered to expand here. He has 4,000 minerals, and he's like, save this for later, I guess. Coming out of stasis anytime now. Well played there by Infernal. Arbiter production, neat. 11 zealots at a time from ZpuX. Yes, look what I need are zealots. Honestly, if he can send them to bases where there aren't Archons or High Templar, he can get a lot of work done. Like this, right here. Okay, I'm not sure you need the Dragoons at all, but whatever. You have them, that's neat. There's a lot of vision on this map. I thought for a second I had Fog of War turned off because we could see so much of the map right now, but nah, this is just them taking the entirety of this place in 24 minutes. Both players maxed out, starting to get them huge banks. This has got to be one of those games. Good storm drop. 10 kills on that High Templar, not bad. ZpuX is down to 62 workers, but I don't know that he matters. It doesn't matter to him all that much, right? These bases are mining out-ish. Saturating this base would be cool, but he doesn't need a ton of probes. In fact, if he replaces any of these, 62 seems like a pretty decent place to be, because you could have a bigger army than Infernal, which is what is happening right now. So it's 3 attack, 1 army for, or 1 armor for Infernal, 2 attack, 2 armor for ZpuX, and I just think Infernal's got a better handle on this thing. Great stasis, pretty good stasis. There you go, both players simultaneous stasises. And, yeah, a lot of stuff dying, but, you know. Additionally, a lot of stuff not dying because they're in stasis. It's kind of nice. So they're going to run out of stasis timing here in just a minute and then murder each other all together. There it is, these initial guys, and then the rest of them pop, and it's just a small scale engagement here. Doesn't want anything to do with it. Backing out, Infernal is. Here comes ZpuX, though. He tried to kill this base earlier, was completely unable to do it, and is now going to make a pretty solid push down here to the south. Really not much defense being put up here by Infernal at all, surprisingly enough. He's kind of moving his army across the center top side of the map here to maybe try to wipe out ZpuX's attempt to expand to the last place on this map anyone can expand, although this 7 o'clock just died, so that's open now. To tell you the truth, 3 o'clock, yeah man, plus 3 zealots here at the 3 o'clock position, maybe closer to a 4 o'clock position. Yeah, if the probes want to get out, then we'll just focus down the Nexus. Thank you very much. Another great stasis coming up on a bunch of Infernal's units here, but taking some storms are the Arbiters. They are fairly tanky. It does take more than a couple storms to take those suckers down. But ZpuX loses access to his final base, his final source of income here. Does he need it, though? He's got more gas and about 3 times as, or twice as many minerals as Infernal does at the moment. Stasis wearing off. Got to come back and deal with these bozos. Says ZpuX. Dark Archon is out. Really only provides mind control in this matchup and Maelstrom, which only works on biological units. So it will work on High Templar. It'll work on Zealots. It'll work on Dark Templar. It just doesn't work on things like Archons and Dragoons and Probes, because those are robots. We'll see. We'll see if we get Maelstrom researched or not. So, sure, we're at 28 minutes into this thing. Both players are maxed out. Both players have pretty decent banks. Like Infernal's bank is not bad. Looks like our guy ZpuX wants to head down and wipe out that 7 o'clock base again, but Infernal, we're going to meet in the middle here, friendos. Dark Archon in the mix, just kind of menacingly hanging out, observing the things. Not attacking anything because he doesn't have a basic attack like most spellcasters in StarCraft. And actually by most, I mean, I'm not even sure if it's by most. Yeah, fine. Most spellcasters in StarCraft do not have a basic attack. That's fair to say. Dark Archon still here. Feedback. I guess there's feedback too, like on enemy High Templar or enemy Dark Archons while you're at it. I don't know, man. End of that battle. 179 supply for Infernal. 144 for ZpuX. He's kind of getting whittled down here a little bit. His units come out of stasis. He joins up all together. The Dark Archon is hanging out in the middle here. He's like, as long as my buddies are alive, there are much better targets for the enemy to go after than me. It's a 40 supply advantage right now for Infernal. He's looking good. The only concern I have for Infernal is this is a long game, and if he mines out of these 3 bases, which he is doing, actually the 7 o'clock's not being mined at all, so never mind. Maybe no concerns there whatsoever. He's going to run out of available money to mine sooner than ZpuX is. I just think that is a fact of life right now. Is he transferring? Yeah, he's transferring some probes down to the 7 o'clock to try to help that be the case. And I mean, it's a little bit weird to say, well, they're going to mine out more quickly. And it's like, I mean, yeah, I guess. Does it matter as much? I don't know. Boo, boo. Infernal trying to take down this 3 o'clock base of ZpuX. Great stasis from our guy ZpuX, though. Kind of blocking off the angle of attack for Infernal as he comes up. The cannons are getting some good work done here. And yeah, if nothing's attacking the cannons, they're a pretty good source of just overall damage. Dark Archon taking some cannon hits is not like what he sees there either. And actually, the stasis really helps ZpuX win that battle, rather. The game is far, 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 far from over. Stasis wears off. Infernal's units. Oh, he feedbacks on the Arbiter. Okay. That's fine. He's got 2 kills. He must be doing some more feedbacks than that I did not see. Good for him. Hey, look, the 7 o'clock base of Infernal's under attack again. This is by far the most attacked location on the map for the Purple Protoss. He keeps losing probes here. He's going to lose this Nexus again for the 2nd time today, which is super annoying stuff. Unless, never mind, reinforcements come in and do manage to save it. Chase away the scallywags of our ZpuX units, but ZpuX is coming in with his own secondary reinforcements. He's up now, 183 to 164 supply. Is it gonna be enough? The Archons doing big time damage against the Dragoons, just whittling them down. And now I think he recognizes, I don't know if we can win this battle, but let's focus down the Nexus. At least some of the units are doing that, but never mind. He changed tactics there. His Archon's got a kill. Oh, dead now. Never mind. Had a kill. And Infernal manages to save the base. It was a difficult hold, but he managed nevertheless. Arbiter walks into battle. Gonna lose to a Dragoon here. Oh, never mind. Reinforcing units keep the Dragoon alive. Observer dies from ZpuX. Never a good thing. And ZpuX just continuing to pump down here. This is really draining the bank of Infernal. He's down to 500 minerals and 100 gas. ZpuX is still sitting at 4,500 minerals and 600 gas. So if he just comes in with 1,000,000 zealots, which he's kind of working on, is more zealots and more Archons. I don't know. I kind of like this. The storms are happening from ZpuX. He's bringing High Templar in by Archons. Maybe he is doing High Templar. And look, reinforcing zealots show up right when he needs them to. Upgrades, 313 upgrades from ZpuX, 323 upgrades from Infernal. So better upgrade advantage, not massive by any stretch. That High Templar has a storm. Oh, Oh, there needs to be a stat in StarCraft of how many of your High Templar died with the energy for a storm and did not cast a storm before they died. It's a lot. It is way too many. Far, 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 far too many. Man. All right, so place your bets here at 34 minutes, I guess. Who's going to win this thing? Is it going to be our guy Infernal / question, or is it going to be ZpuX, the Swedish player? Is it the German, or is it the Swede? Because, like I said, bases are mining out fast. This bottom left base of Infernal has, I don't know, maybe 3 more minutes left on it. Maybe. This bottom right of ZpuX is completely mined out. He has the 1 base mining. And again, this base might just be the fate of this match. If ZpuX can take any of this money away from Infernal, he might be able to win this game. But as it stands, if Infernal is the one who's able to mine this thing out, well, it just turns into an evil economic situation, and whoever makes the best trades over the course of this long, long macro game is just going to be your winner. At least when the players are as close in, as close in skill level as these guys are. Simultaneous Archon deaths. Yeah, dude, this Nexus is down to 300 HP, but it's not dead. And by golly, it refuses, utterly, utterly refuses to die. Saves the base. This is an important base. Again, if Infernal can hold this, it's anyone's game. But if ZpuX can take it and take some of this money that rightfully belongs to Infernal, then yeah, I think ZpuX is going to win this thing. But as it stands, Question has no money. He just, like I said, this is mined out. There we go. Mineral patch has 160 minerals left on it. He's bringing probes back into the 7 o'clock to try to make sure he gets the money off of this thing before it gets taken from him. 157 and 154 supply. This is very close. This is a very, 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 very close PvP. I do want to give hats off to Lazarus, who's the one who sent me this replay pack, I don't know, 3 years ago now. Been slowly making my way through it. I've been trying to kind of milk it. Trying to be like, every once in a while, it's a treat that it's a GOSU Gamers replay. And I think it's, I don't know, I think that's been working. But I do worry maybe I spread it out too much. Entirely possible. So yeah, thanks to Lazarus for sending me the replays. Thanks to Daniel for encouraging me to do PvPs. Both of you are partially responsible for why this is getting posted today. Major engagement in the middle here. Really hard to tell who's in those stasis pods. It seems like both players have a bunch of units in stasis there for sure. The 155 to 155 supply. Yeah, people are coming out of stasis in stages here as per usual. Stasis now going to wear off for the groups in here, which there are some purple and some white in the mix. There it is, coming out, white and purple, just kind of mosh pitting in here. Not a ton of micro happening. Ah, big wave of zealots from ZpuX, but he's down under 1,000 minerals now. Dang, ZpuX ate through his entire 4,500 mineral bank pretty darn quickly. So, I just feel like Infernal's been making better trades today. That said, it's 117 to 118 supply. It's an insanely close battle right now. So who's ahead? Nobody. Everyone is allowed to take the bases that are allotted to them. Everyone's allowed to mine those out. Bases have gotten taken down, but fairly quickly reestablished by the player that held them, so no money has changed hands that way either. But yeah, hit that like button. This is a 38-minute PvP. How much more from life do you want than a 38-minute game of StarCraft? from the GOSU Gamers Replay Pack. This is, okay, this has got to be an incredibly, insanely close ending is what this game has to be. Because otherwise, I don't know why we're here, but once again, just both players mashing heads against each other, headbutting like rams on a mountaintop. I think both Sweden and Germany have rams on mountaintops. They understand what I'm talking about. They're just ramming each other into the head over and over and over again. Incredibly thick skulls, incredibly powerful horns. They're not dying as a result of the ram like other animals would do if they collided with something that hard head first at that speed. Rams are evolutionarily developed to make it so that doesn't kill them. Although this has probably happened before. I assume it's probably happened that a ram has rammed another ram and one of them has died just from the mere impact. The first one, I guess, after maybe 15 or so. I'm getting distracted again. The Archon count is higher here for Infernal. I like that. He's doing splash damage, also tossing down storms. Oh, losing his own storms there too, though. 108 to 96 supply. Reaver on the way from Infernal. First Reaver we've seen in a while. And Infernal, I feel like, has just been kind of winning these battles today, but that's a big one that ZpuX just took. So there are all enemies in the stasis right now. So he's going to try to kill them as economically as possible. Infernal's going to come back and try to assist his guys. He cannot, at this stage of the game, just afford to throw these away. So, oh, that High Templar, no, same thing. High Templar just dies. And, Archon gets killed. Infernal falls back to join the rest of his units as much as he can here. Run. Run, Dragoons, run. Yeah, how are we doing down here to the south? 100, 100, 200, 350 is a lot. And then, yeah, about 250s, 300s there for ZpuX as well. So both players, it's just even, is what it is. 111 to 118 supply. Is it even worth it to try to kill a base of your enemies at this point? You know, it probably is, actually. If you come down here and wipe out Infernal's base, it's going to be harder for him to replace it. Dude, kill this pylon and all these cannons die. Yeah! Artosis pyloned that thing. Beautiful. Focus the Nexus. Why are you killing cannons? They're dead. Oh, no. Infernal's way out of position for this. He's like, well, there goes my last bit of income. See ya. Probes dying. Nexus down. Infernal has enough money to replace the Nexus. That is truth. Barely just enough here. He bought enough time. Why? Why are you just letting this happen, man? He's making another Dark Archon, which is fine. It's 61 to 19 workers, but both players have one source of income. ZpuX coming down here and throwing down a Nexus would not be a horrible idea. I think he should do it. He's up 131 to 91 supply. He can defend it. And if he has enough vision, which he doesn't, of that side of the map, yeah, he just doesn't know. He doesn't know if there's an army coming through here to wipe out his source of income right now, so he's pulling up defensively to see what he can figure out. But yeah, this map is split down the middle right now. Now, Infernal did not spend the last of his money to make a Nexus here. He instead spent it on, I guess, more Archons and stuff. Zealot, trying to see what we're dealing with. The answer is, well, getting murdered by a cannon with a Zealot. Long distance mining. I think ZpuX, we're at 42 minutes. It really seems like ZpuX has this thing. Oh, more it's 15 probes here for Infernal. Infernal coming in. Yeah, a bunch of his units get stasised. Oh, okay. A bunch of ZpuXs do too down there. Got a Dark Archon in the mix. He does feedback to High Templar. Hot move from Infernal. Is there enough here from Infernal to hold on? It sure seems like it. Reaver's getting some big hits off, but it's 112 to 57 supply in favor of ZpuX. Question is down to 6 probes. He's got a Dragoon army. He's got a Reaver sitting here too. There are no reinforcements on the way from ZpuX. It feels like all game he's been able to get reinforcements out here. Are this now? That's it. 3, 2, 1, pop. That was pretty good, you gotta admit. So kills a Dragoon. Tries to focus down the Reaver, but beautiful shuttle micro here from Infernal. Says no, and now it's 92 to 47 supply, but a lot of ZpuX's army total here is in workers. A lot of it. He's bringing the workers in. Oh, this is tight. This is really close. Man, if there was an Archon here, it'd be a lot worse for ZpuX. It'd be a much easier hold for Infernal against these workers if he had an Archon still alive. And he doesn't. So here we go. This is a big Pulsum, boys. He doesn't need these probes for anything anymore. But this Reaver shot's going to be legendary. You ready for it? Oh, okay. Not legendary, but pretty good. High ground. No, the cannons on the other side are attacking. No, just walk up the ramp. Stop being on that side of the ravine. Oh, and, oh no, our guy, Infernal, down to 30 total supply. 12 of those are probes. Beautiful storm there. Zealots taking down enemy Dragoons. Archon in the mix is trying to kill probes. Is doing a pretty good job of it. Then an enemy Dragoon comes in and wipes it out. Is that it? As ZpuX straight up won this game. We're at 44 minutes. He doesn't have a lot going for him. He has a Dragoon here. Our guy Infernal has a Dark Archon, which can't do anything to a Dragoon. Feedback doesn't work. Maelstrom doesn't work. Mind Control does work, but he has not researched Mind Control. That actually would have been amazing if he had researched Mind Control. Look at this. ZpuX is taking money. He's taking money from this base. Like I said, he's already, yep, he's mined out over here at the 3 o'clock. So he's taking minerals back home with his 32 probes. He's got some of them on gas here. Yeah, he's got a bunch he's transferring out from different defunct bases. No. Micro. Dude, that's it. Infernal has, okay, he's got a High Templar and a Dark Archon. That's it. He's making nothing else. He has no money to make anything else. He has 45 minerals, no income whatsoever. There's no way Infernal wins this game. Just kill probes. Just kill probes. Just stutter step probes. That's all you got to do. You can eat a storm and not die, even. Yeah, he's just killing probes. That's all he's doing. This High Templar is taking shots. He gets, like I said, gets a storm off, but also dies, and that's it. Man, that was a really, really good, really, really close PvP. But it's over. It's over now. I wish I had a units tab so I could see exactly if there's anything I'm missing from Infernal. He's just got probes running around, right? He's got 12 total supply. I think this will be a draw, says ZpuX. In the end, I agree. Says Question. I disagree. I disagree with that. So many cannons, even if you do get enough money for a support bay. No. Look, you have a Dragoon, right? You attack in. If that's your last goon, then it's a draw, says Infernal. I don't think it is. I don't think it is. Because shields regenerate in StarCraft, right? Quite some cans. Archons? I do like the Archon play here from ZpuX. He's got a ton of gas and not that many minerals. It's only 50 minerals and 150 gas to make a High Templar. So he's probably just going to pop another one out here sooner rather than later. Yeah, another Archon. ZpuX is like, I got this. I got enough gas, and I'm going to have enough minerals for a decent Archon army. You come in here, right? You snipe down a cannon, you pull back. You let the Archons charge up. Once they've recharged their shields, you come back in, you snipe down another cannon. Maybe you focus down the pylon here, and then you back on out. There's just nothing here for Infernal at all. He can, again, feedback. He could feedback. That's it. That's it. Okay, this is the final bit of minerals. It was a nice game, says ZpuX. Hee. He's in good spirits. Yeah, lol, says Infernal. He's in good spirits too, right? I'm sure they played a ton of games against each other. There are a ton of fights, says ZpuX. True facts. There are so many cannons. Should have got Dark Archons earlier, though. Oh. Arbiters always clump up. Too few Dragoons at some points. Yeah, that's one of the tricks of Brood War and PvP and special is how many of each unit are you going to have? What compositional choices are you going to make? That's it. The minerals are gone. You could win with all probes, says Infernal, but it'd be close. 32 probes, man. March of the probes. Da 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 da. Da, 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 da. 4 Archons. 5? 4. 4 Archons. Not enough minerals for another Archon. Enough gas for it, though. Probes that do have Plasma Shield level 1 and Armor level 3. So, I mean, they're not helpless for defense here. These high ground cannons, though. I could see it coming, says Infernal. You can see my defense. And we both know it's stupid. This is kind of stupid. Look, Infernal can't win this thing. He's got a Dark Archon. Do not go in range of these cannons. I hope this doesn't happen at WCG, says Infernal. I agree. Both players' English is very good. German's English, Swedish English. Swede's English is also excellent. English is officially a second language of Sweden, right? I'm pretty sure that's the case. You actually got a draw against someone, says ZpuX. Are we... Go kill other stuff. Why are we going down here? You got these high ground cannons to worry... Oh my gosh. All right. These high ground cannons are doing work. Get this pylon. Get the pylon. Get the pylon. He's not attacking the pylon. GG. ZpuX calls GG. I'm just saying, patience, ZpuX is the winner of this game. End of discussion. He shows up with the Archons, blam, burns down a cannon, runs away, right? Lets the Archon shields heal up, come back in, burn down another cannon. Would it take forever to clear everything out that way? Yes, but he's the winner if he has enough patience for it. He just didn't. He was like, whatever, it's cool, we're going. That was awesome. Mined out the entire map of Colosseum. Not something you see all the time at all. 15 minutes of gameplay. 465,000 points from Infernal. 457,000 points from ZpuX. Outproduced our Purple Protoss by about 100 or so, 90 or so. But Infernal killed more stuff than ZpuX did by about 80, which is interesting. Structures raised. ZpuX killed 37 structures, and Infernal only killed 4, which makes sense. He had a really hard time killing bases today, and that's one of the reasons he lost. ZpuX ends up outspending our guy Infernal by about 3,000 resources, which is interesting. That's not what he got from that southern base, is it? I don't know. Hard to say where those extra 3,000 minerals came from, but all right, cool. So that right there is going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.